Hello everyone, and this news is basically 2nd of Feb, and the first news is Sony buys Destiny game developer Bungie for $3.6 billion. Sony Group's corporation is purchasing Bungie, the US video game developer behind the popular Destiny and Halo franchise, for $3.6 billion to bolster its stable for of game making studios. Now, buying Bungies will give Sony one of the most popular first person shooter game to compete with the massive Call of Duty series, and which Sony's main rival now owns through Activision. Now, the second news is highlights of the Union Budget 2022 and 2023. Now, the yesterday Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has presented the budget, and the budget is now India's economic growth estimated the at 9.2% to be the highest among all the large economies. PLI, basically PLI called is production linked incentives scheme, have the potential to create an additional production of rupees 30 lakh crore, and in 2022 and 2023 states will be allowed a fiscal deficit of 4% of GSDP. Basically it's called gross state domestic product, of which 0.5% will be tied to power sector's reform. Physical deficit is 2022 and 2023 estimated at 6.4% of GDP, and the GSDP is defined as a measure in monetary terms of the volume of all goods and service produced within the boundaries of the state during a given period of time, accounted without duplication. Now, the related to this news, the budget provides impetus for growth along four priorities. First is PM Gati Shakti, inclusive development and productivity enhancement and investment sunrise opportunities, energy transition and climate action, financial of investment. Now, the fiscal management first budget estimate 2021st and 2022 rupees 34.83 lakh crore, and the revised estimate 2021st and 2022 rupees 37.70 lakh crore, and total expenditure in 2022 and 2023 estimated at rupees 39.45 lakh crore. Now, the total receipts other than borrowing in 2022 and 2023 estimated at rupees 22.84 lakh crore, and physical deficit in current year 6.9% of GDP against 6.8 in budget estimates, and now physical deficit in 2022 and 2023 estimated at 6.4% of GDP. Now, the in railway sector, the one station and one product concept to help local businesses and supply chains. 2000 kilometer of railway network to be brought under Kavach, the indigenous world class technology and capacity augmentation in 2022 and 2023, and now 400 new generation Vande Bharat trains to be manufactured during the next 3 years. 100 PM Gati Shakti cargo terminals for multi models logistic to be developed during the next 3 years. Now, the in agriculture sector, rupees 2.37 lakh crore direct payments to 1.63 crore farmers to for procurement of wheat and paddy. Chemical free natural farming to be promoted throughout the county, and initial focus is on farmers land in 5 kilometer wide corridors along river Ganga. Now, NABARD to facilitate fund with blended capital to finance startup for agriculture and rural enterprises, and Kisan drones for crop assessment, digitization of land records, spraying all of insecticide and nutrients. Now, the next news is India and Oman review progress in military to military engagement. India and Oman review progress in military to military engagement during 11th Joint Military Cooperation Committee meeting in New Delhi. And during the meeting, the two sides review the program made in military to military engagement, including joint exercise, industry cooperation, and various ongoing infrastructure projects. Now the next news is Prime Minister Development Initiative for Northeast PM Divine schemes announced in budget 2022 and 2023. A new scheme Prime Minister Development Initiative for Northeast PM Divine was announced by the Union Minister for Finance and the Union Budget 2022 and 2023. The scheme will be implemented through the Northeastern Council, and an initial allocation of rupees 1500 crore will be made. It will fund infrastructure in the spirit of PM Gati Shakti and social development project. And the basically in additional news is this will be enable livelihood activities for youth and women, filling the gap in various sector. It will not be a substitute for existing central or state scheme. Now the next news is RBI to issue digital rupees starting from 2022 and 2023. While presenting the budget 2022 and 2023, the Union Minister for Finance proposed to introduce digital rupees using blockchain and other technologies to be issued by the Reserve Bank of India starting 2022 and 2023. She elaborated that introduction of central bank digital currency would give a big boost to digital economy. Now the next news is GAIL starts India's maiden project of blending hydrogen into GCD network. Gas Authority of India Limited has commenced India's first of its kind project of mixing hydrogen into natural gas system at Indore, Madhya Pradesh. Natural gas will be supplied through Avantika Gas Limited, one of GAIL's joint venture companies with HPSCL operating in Indore. And now the chairman and managing director of GAIL, Manoj Jain. Now the next news is NIMHANS to spearhead national telecounseling. The National Institute of Mental Health and Neuroscience will spearhead a national tele-mental health program across the country as per the Union Budget 2022 and 2023. The program will include a network of 23rd telemental health centers of excellence, with the NIMHANS being the nodal center, and IITB, Indian Tibetan border, providing technology support. Now the news related to this topic, the precursors or to the program is a COVID-19 mental health helpline is started at NIMHANS in March 2020, and when the pandemic broke out in the country, and initiative by the health ministry, it offers counseling 24 into 7 hours in 9 Indian languages. Now the next news is Saudi Arabia organized the first ever yoga festival. Saudi Arabia has organized the first ever yoga festival on Bay Lasan beach near Jeddah, which drew over 1000 yoga practitioners from throughout the kingdom. And the event kicked off on 29th January and continue till 1st Feb. The event was organized by the Saudi Yoga Committee. And the next news is International Arbitration Center at Gift City for dispute resolution. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman announced the setting up of an international arbitration center at the Gift City in Gujarat for timely resolution of disputes under international jurisprudence. Now the next news is India-Israel agree to further enhance cooperation in the agriculture sector. Union Minister Sri Tomar informed that it has been decided to convert 150 villages around the centers of excellence into village of excellence with technical assistance from Israel, out of which 75 villages are being taken up in the first year to commemorate the 75 year of India's independence, where India and Israel will work together. Now, the notably 29 centers of excellence in 12 states already produce more than 25 million vegetable plants and over 387,000 quality fruits plants, and can train more than 1.2 lakh farmers per year. Now, the next news is India's first geological park to come up at Madhya Pradesh, Jabalpur, and the first zoological park of the country will be built in Lamheta in Jabalpur. Approval for the park has been granted by Geological Survey of India under Ministry of Mining, Government of India, for construction of the park with an investment of rupees 35 crore. And from geological point of views, Lamheta of Jabalpur is one of the most significant place in the world. William Henry Sleeman had discovered dinosaur fossil from this area in the year 1928. And now the next news is annual Ispituk Guster Festival 2022 begin in Ladakh, and Ispituk Guster, the annual celebration of Ladakhi culture and traditional heritage, began on 30 January 2022, and the main attraction of the festival was colorful mask dance called chams performed by the monk of the monastery in their best robes, depicting different deities, some Mahakal, Gonba, and Paldan, Lahomo, and Sridevi. Basically, it's called Sridevi, and white Mahakal protector deity. Now all the questions have been done. Now